Hi all, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate the last couple of features that are going into the next version of PhotoDoc. And so we're playing the typical game, we got teeth, we got a mark, we want to match them up. But this mark doesn't have an ABFO, it has a linear ruler. So the first feature is that if all you give me is a linear ruler, I will at least play along. You can tell me where your linear ruler is, like that. You can tell me that it's 6, hit U to make it inches, tell me that it's 6 inches long, and now, if you want to measure how long something is, you can go like this, and you can go like this, and it's not all that bad. It's making the best of a bad situation, but at least it's more accurate than holding little pieces of paper up at the screen to try and measure things. But as you probably guessed, I didn't record this to make the best of a bad situation. I really want to compare this bite to these teeth. And it turns out what I can do is I have another picture of this bite that isn't the one that I want to compare, but does have an ABFO in it. And so the question is, can I use the ABFO out of this picture to rectify this picture and then do the comparison? And since I'm asking, of course, I can. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to select this ruler. And I'm going to use this ruler to create an ad hoc ruler. And an ad hoc ruler is just a collection of points. There's point number 1, point number 2, and I'm trying to pick points that'll be easy to recreate in the other image. Right, like there, that's a nice point. That's a nice one. There we go. And as you see, I am picking lots and lots of points. Pick some right there. 9 points ought to be plenty. Hit escape to stop adding points, and I'm going to name this the Bite Me ruler. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this all the way up to the top. I'm going to send it to the back. Make this a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to do a vertical wipe so I can see them both at the same time. And now I am going to use a ruler called the Bite Me ruler. And this works just like the ABFO does. I drag it into place, and now I just start matching up points. Now again, I don't have the real clean lines to do real accurate matching like I did before when I used the ABFO. But if I get enough points in this ruler, The nice thing about the math is that I can just kind of go like this, and enough points will let the theorem solver figure out where it's supposed to be. Right, like, let's bring it right like about there. And that actually looks like a fairly reasonable match. Move this down a little bit like that. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to go back like this. And I'm going to set this as my ortho ruler up here. And now I'm going to use this as my ortho ruler. And I have to flip this around. And we can line these up. We'll bring in our center of rotation. Set these to be the same size. And tweak just ever so carefully like this. And what we find out is that we've got a fairly good match, which is pretty good for one of them not having a ruler. But this thing now works exactly like a ruler. So when I go back to this problem, I now have a ruler to play with. I go like this. I select this as the ortho view. Rotate it like so. And then this is our typical image comparison thing. I'm going to put that right about there. Bring in a standard. Set them at the same size. Flip this. And we're going to use this. And you guys know how it goes from here. We go right like that. And in just under 9 minutes, we have done a detailed comparison with rectification of an image that did not have a ruler in it. This is part 1 of the new features, and I'm running out of time on my 10-minute trial of the recorder, so the other half of this feature will be in the next video segment. But for right now, you see rectification, sizing, and measurement by using a different image.